Apocalypse Gaming.
So back in with the dirty black and we'll get this dealt with. So that's the grey banding done. 1, 2, 3. Whilst I was off camera, I just quickly touched up some of the areas where there had been a couple of wee spills of the grey down onto it and the silver overspilled. No point boring you, showing you that on camera, so just quickly did that off camera. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to take some of the silver and just put it where these lights are. That way when I go over it with the colour later, it should come off clearer and show a bit easier. So that's what we're going to do now. So the rationale behind using the silver here is I'm going to use Tamiya clear colours to create a lens on top of them. So I'll lay down a really nice silver backing as if it's the reflector, and then put the Tamiya down on top of that, and it will give us really nice looking lenses. Tamiya Clear, if you haven't came across it, is an excellent set of paints. I absolutely love it, and this is the way I always try to do any sort of lens effect. Put the reflector down in the reflective colour first, which is generally a silver, and then put the Tamiya over the top. Getting most of the reference photos, these grills seem to be yellow. There was a couple that were chrome, but only a couple came across, and a couple where the bonnet was black. I'm going to leave the bonnet black and leave the grill yellow. That seems to be the most common way. I did like the black bonnet. My Scots is coming out there, bonnet. I did like the black bonnet, but I think it'll keep more in the theme if I keep it yellow. But it did cross my mind to do it in the black, just to separate it up again. Right, so I'm going to let that dry. I'm putting on the silver a wee bit thick, but this is supposedly polishable, so we'll see what it's like when it's dry and polish it up. So as an experiment, I'm going to take and polish up this silver paint and see how it goes. Now, something you can use is just tissue to polish up paint. But I've also got this type of cloth here as well. It's not quite a lint-free cloth, but I'll try both, see if we get a different result on both as I polish it. Now that's what happens when you polish too hard. I've just taken half the bloody paint off. But yes, it was coming up nice, actually. It's coming up real nice. I'll need to go back and fix that, but let's just take my other cloth. A bit more gentle in the tissue. And that's bringing it up better. So can we get the light on this to see it? So unpolished down below. That's been polished and it's certainly a bit brighter. That's gave it a nice smooth finish, but I've unfortunately lifted some of the paint off as well. So the tissue, because it's slightly more abrasive, has taken paint off, but gave it a gorgeous smooth surface. The cloth still made it shinier, and that's the basic standard. Does it really need it? Possibly not, but it is a bit shinier taking the cloth to it. So rather than this big jiggery pokery we're seeing on camera, what I'll do is I'll go and polish the rest and fix that bit. So fix the silver, and now I'm going to go on and do those bits round the lights. So I'm going to be using Deep Cockpit UA735. Again, I've thinned this and got it in my palette. So black trim laid in. I will need to go back and do some touch-ups to the yellow and the silver there, but not much, so I'll do that off camera again just so I don't bore you. So looking where we're at now, I think it's time that went in and did all these wood panels. And once the wood panels are out the way, then I can get on with my fun of whether or not further. So yes, as I've mentioned already, this is feeling the Lifecolor advertisement video. I'm using my weathered wood kit from Lifecolor. Hey, they're my favourite paints. So we'll do that next. And just in case anybody's forgot about them, I'll have these to do as well, which is the panels which will be on the roof and on the sides that came with the kit, which I didn't know were part of the kit. So some of these will be on the top of the roof there and things like that. So these will be getting done at the same time now. So trying to think about this logically, it's likely that it's been pine palettes and types of wood like that that's been used. So I'm going with the cold wood colours for this little part of the project. So making the assumption, as I say, it'll be things like palleted wood, etc. that's been used. So that's the colour I'm using. Again, I've thinned this with flow improver. So we'll take another couple of coats to put it on, and we can see there is some mud or something on this, but just let's get it on. One nice coat first. I can do these quite quick. I'll need to take the time a bit more over the bus obviously, but by not attaching these I can really get into these quite quickly. Don't need to do all the way underneath it, but just catching that edge because they will be raised up. This is one of my favourite sets from Lifecolor. My favourite set, I've said it in tons of videos, is their flesh set for Caucasian flesh. I don't think I've ever come across a better set of colours for Caucasian flesh, but I've never come across a better set of colours for painting wood either than this. But as wood is achievable quite easily with other sets, it makes it to my setting favourite compared to flesh, which I've often struggled with different manufacturers' brands of flesh paints, getting them to work. The Lifecolor one works, or at least for my painting style, it works. And that's without having to use all the colours in it either for the scale we're operating at. So it's a really, really nice set. If there's one set out there so far that I've used, I would say pick up that set. And then this one. Because yes, it's achievable, your wood colours with other manufacturers' stuff. This just gives a really nice effect, this range. I think we'll probably hit light speed at this point. Now when it comes to the rest of the planks in the kit, I can't be as slapdash for that first basic coat. So back to taking a bit of care. A wee bit thicker on the paint as well, just so it's not as runny as what I was using. So been having a bit of a brain fart, nearly missed these. That's more wooden planks on the roof to obviously sit the palette stuff on it, so I'll quickly get them done as well. Rather than bore you and putting that on film as well, and it's just more wood of the same colour, I'll do that off film, but I thought I'd let you know what I'm doing. So that's the wooden beams as well for sitting the palettes on. Also got the base coat on. So next up on the wood, I'm going to be using Wood Cold Light Shade UA718, and this I'm going to dilute down to use almost as a wash. So again, just take it, applying that on and into the wood. This will give us a really nice cold looking wood rather than a warm wood. I think that'll stand off the yellow and the rust colours better than a warm wood, and it's more representative of a palette. Obviously this stuff's not going to remain that way though, because it's stuff that's out in the elements, so it'll need to be attacked by the elements as well once we've got the wood looking the way we want it to. So there'll be some nice green liching colours and things like that going on it. Next up I'm going to add some Wood Warm Light Shade 2 UA716. This I've really got thinned down, and it's just to try and add a little bit of warmth now to the wood that I've just tried to cool down. So here I'm being a bit more targeted and not going for the entire plank, just trying to pull my brush on various random areas, just trying to add a bit of natural tone in it so it's not completely uniform. Particularly any areas where my white sort of tone has just pulled too much. Overall impression, remember we're still looking to try and get this looking like a cool pine almost. A cool weathered pine. It really is wash thin paint that I'm using. Trying to get long, sharp draws of the brush as well. Not leaving blunt or rounded ends if possible. When it came to the bus, it was just the same again. The runners along the top, they were just a little bit white, so I just darkened them down a wee bit further than where they were at previously. So as we're hitting the 15-minute mark now, we'll call this the end of part 4, and I'll see you over in part 5. Take care.
Apocalypse Gaming.